سنای آریزونا میخواد یه بیانیه‌ای صادر کنه در حمایت از انقلاب ملی ایران. ما اینجا هستیم که هم تشویقشون کنیم، هم ممکنه بتونیم نظرات اصلی ملت ایران رو به گوششون برسونیم.
و این نشون میده که پارتی‌های مختلفی که در آریزونا هستن همشون این جنبش ما رو حمایت میکنن، در حقیقت انقلاب ما رو حمایت میکنن. زندگی آزادی.
خب امروز اومدیم توی سنا برای گرفتن یه پروکلمیشن فراجناحی یا بای پارتیزان. همونجور که میبینید امروز خیلی شلوغ از گروه‌های دیگه اومدن، از هلت کیر، از گروه‌های دیگه من میبینم دارن عکس میگیرن اینجا. حسابی شلوغ. سری قبلی یه مقداری تو هاوس خلوت‌تر بودیم، فقط خودمون بودیم. الان گروه‌های دیگه هم هست. من امیدوارم وقتی که میخونیم یه وومن لایف فریدم بگیم و همه اینا با ما تکرار کنن تا ببینیم چی میشه.
Very interested in what's happening with the Iranian people as they're trying to fight and reclaim their democracy.
We appreciate you and what you're doing.
Yes.
I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we got to meet you up here in the gallery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I believe women, life, freedom. I see what's happening. I see that people should be able to believe as they believe. The regime has caused the morality police to come through and do terrible things, put people in jail and stop people from speaking their minds and create. It's very sad, and I just wish that they were able to be free to do what they want to do and not be and live in fear that if they say something they're going to get taken to jail and be punished in harsh ways. So we're with you.
Our American citizens of Iran descent could rise. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to do a proclamation supporting the brave citizens of Iran.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, sir. Whereas every man, woman, and child around the world has certain inalienable rights, including the right to live in a nation with a representative system form of government based on the consent of the governed, and whereas the people of Iran have been living under a corrupt and brutal dictatorship, the regime for almost half a century, and the regime routinely arrests, imprisons, and sentences protesters to death after secret sham trials without the right to legal counsel and without due process of law. And whereas the regime controls the people of Iran and intrudes in their private lives, including freedom of dress, freedom to own property, freedom to receive an education, freedom to earn a living, and freedom to dance, sing, and listen to music. And whereas the people of Iran have been in a constant state of protest for the last 4 months, seeking human rights, freedom, and a democratic system of government, and the women of Iran are at the forefront of this movement for human rights, freedom, and democracy. And the protesters in the streets of Iran are shouting, "Women live life, freedom, down with dictators, and our enemy is here. The regime lies when it blames America." And whereas the regime responds to peaceful demands of its own people with military force, killing hundreds of protesters in the process, and the regime responds by arresting journalists who report on the protests, lawyers who attempt to represent the protesters, and doctors and nurses who provide life-saving medical care to the protesters. And whereas the regime is a known state sponsor of terror in the Middle East and beyond that is currently supplying Russia with military drones used to kill Ukrainian civilians in the unjust and unlawful Russian war on Ukraine. Therefore, the Arizona State Senate would like to show their recognition to the brave Iranian protesters seeking their inalienable human rights, freedoms, and a democratic system of government. In condemning regime's violent killings and use of mass arrests, torture, forced confession, show trials, and execution of thousands of peaceful protesters, in supporting a human rights-focused foreign policy toward Iran that ensures accountability for the regime's crimes and supports the Iranian people's quest for self-determination, and in echoing the freedom call of the people of Iran, women, life, freedom. Dated the 16th day of February 2023, signed by President of the Arizona State Senate Warren Peterson, Arizona State Senator Anthony Kern, and Arizona State Senator Raquel Tehran. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woman, life, freedom!
God bless you. God bless you. Yes, thank you.
We do it this way, the sunlight is coming this way. Everybody stand here. Get in there, Anthony, we'll get it.
Women like freedom! Women like freedom! Down with the regime! Down with the regime! Down with the regime!
We're hoping with this help we can hopefully escalate this, get the Mahsa Act to the federal level, but we do appreciate this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming here to the state legislature and meeting with us and ensuring that everybody's voices are heard. You have a commitment that maybe I'll put you in this commitment because I'm pretty sure he'll be supportive. That we'll send a letter to Congress because there's I know ask at a federal level. So we will follow up with sending a letter and asking the members of the legislature, both in the House and the Senate, to urge for justice in Iran. Thank you so much. I know that Senator Kern already handed the proclamation, so yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Received it? Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you.